I don't know what number this is. I think it's
74.
24, 23, 22, something in there. I don't know. What's going on, dog? Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I will remind everybody, links below to download this in an audio format so that you don't have to have YouTube open all the time. If you do so, though, hit that like button or thumb down button. I don't give a rat's ass. Just, that way we know what you guys like, what you don't like. Comment down below and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get that Barry Manilow voice, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be appreciated.
You know what I'm saying? Pow. Pow. You know what I'm saying?
Is that how you do it?
That's how I do it. Just
You gotta prep it with the mouth before you go in?
pow. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, it's a give and take situation. You gotta take your time. Don't rush things,
It's literally the opposite of what you tell me to do.
No.
You're like, see, what you do is you stand in the club, take your big brolic tip out, and just swing it around like a helicopter.
Just take your meat staff and just use it like Goku uses that what is it called?
Extendo pole.
The extendo pole, and just
they'll come to it.
Conquer the world.
Yeah.
No. I tell you that you have to be a bit more aggressive with your word game, and then play a nice sailboat style rhythm with aggressiveness in bed. You know what I'm saying? A little softness, a little aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Then a little bit more hardness. And then if you got like a freak in bed that likes to be just the hair yanked and ass smacked and just choking them, then you got to feel that out. You got to feel it. You can't bring that in though.
So don't just go one stroke and just start choking.
No. They're just gonna think you're trying to kill her. And not in the good killing her with dick way, like in a straight killing her way. Yeah, no, you don't want that, dog. No, you gotta feel the situation out.
It's like, take this.
Don't go the Keith way. I don't suggest that the first time around.
Or
unless if you don't give a shit, and then just go the Keith route.
Like what's his name? Not Dorian Gray.
Ooh. Dorian Green. What did you get?
No, Gray. Christian Grey from
50 Shades.
50 Shades.
That's hilarious. I still think it's hilarious. You love that movie.
That's the best part ever. The end was good. All the bullshit in the beginning. At the last 30 minutes, that was an actual movie. As to where the rest was just crap. 30 might be too much. More like the last 15.
Look. I'm willing to rewatch part 2 with you if we do like a companionship podcast for it to just finish out that series.
We should watch it in the movie theater together.
No, we got to do a companion podcast to it like we did last time. But I'm hesitant to do it because it's a little weird.
Watch it in the movie theater and people just look at us like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, no, it's okay. We're just best friends.
Ari had such a deep deep-rooted hatred towards the sniper movie. What's that called?
American Sniper.
American Sniper. Because have you seen it? I haven't either. But he says the baby in there is fake looking, like it looks like a doll, and he has a whole bunch of gripes against it. So much so that like he became known for the guy that hated that movie. And he went out and rented. He didn't rent. In fact, I'll correct that. I don't think he rented a movie theater, but he told a whole bunch of people that he was going to be at a specific movie theater where he was just going to make like comments mid-movie about like what was going on. He would just start ranting. You know how Ari does it. He just rants about stuff. And he would just start ranting about the baby in the middle of the theater. And, some of those people went to just generally go see it. And he he did it or whatever. I guess it went really well. It was hilarious. And it was already late enough into the showing where it was already going to come out of the theater. So if you hadn't seen it by now, it was probably a little too late. But that's equivalent of what you want to do here is have like a podcast commentary while watching it in the theater.
Yeah, we should do that. That's interesting. That'd be pretty cool to go that. I'd like to go that.
I might get it at Redbox for $1.
Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't part 2 coming out in like?
I don't know, man. You're the one that was like, I got to see this movie. This is my new favorite. Series
I don't think that's what happened.
You're like, not. I wish this is what I was doing or talking about.
Now I gotta find the American Sniper, baby. American.
Are you looking for pictures of it?
Yeah, I want to see. I didn't always. I saw that people were always like, oh yeah, it's a fake baby. American Sniper. If my phone would.
Why aren't you just not doing the text-to-speech thing?
Oh, there we go. I don't like people knowing what I'm looking up.
You're talking about it right now.
Yeah, but That's
could have
just my
pressed the
habit.
button as you were saying it, and
That's
it would
just my habit.
I gotcha. Okay,
I don't like people knowing I'm looking for big booty hoes.
doesn't make sense. But okay, I gotcha. Man, I've been
That's
searching
a fake
a lot.
ass baby.
Huh?
That's a fake ass baby.
Let me see.
Hold up.
Come on, son. Don't hold on me.
Oh no, my phone's trying to load stuff.
Why aren't you on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I got that Sidekick from 2005.
That doesn't know how to use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it doesn't know anything. So, okay. Come on, this can't be real.
Let me see. Okay, that is a pretty freaking fake baby. It looks like he's doing a commercial for like a baby doll commercial.
Oh my god,
that's pretty bad.
I thought maybe he's just crazy and he's holding that baby and he thinks it's real. Oh my god, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, dude. Why wouldn't anybody talk about that when they're Why wouldn't anybody Oh jeez. Why wouldn't anybody, like the actors, comment about that? Like, hey, this doesn't look good as we're filming it. Why don't we get like a real baby?
Oh, I gotta.
Do you think that, like, do you think as an actor, I know you don't have the freedom to make changes to the movie or whatever, but I mean, as an actor, if you're a big guy like Bradley Cooper, you think you'd have some sort of say in the matter, you know? If you're using like a fake baby, aren't you like, hey, this isn't gonna look good?
I would think so, but hey, I mean,
Or maybe they told them they're gonna CGI the baby in or something,
and they're just like, screw it.
they're like, we lost the budget for it. Bradley Cooper was too expensive. He likes only blue M&Ms in his trailer.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's pretty bad, man. I never actually looked. I thought that was just like a joke. I didn't know it was an actual thing.
It's hilarious though. It's very freaking fake.
Very much. So we can go to Walmart right now and pick this up.
We can recreate those scenes.
Yeah, we can. Dude, that's what I'm gonna go for as next Halloween.
It's too late now.
No, next Halloween.
Too late now. As what, the baby?
No. As Bradley Cooper holding the fig baby.
That's what I'm saying. The movie's way too old now. It would have been good next year.
People get it.
I missed my chance to be Khal Drogo, son.
Is that what you're going as?
I was going to go as Khal Drogo.
Tell me what else you're going.
No, that's next year. I can't ruin it.
It's great.
Well, it's great for us because this is a joke you and I have had since
for 32 years.
Since high school.
Since 1909.
So, yeah, for us it'll be great. For us, we'll be giggling like little girls as I'm walking around. But the rest of the time, people are gonna be like, "That's okay, I get it," but it's not that funny. I'm like, "Oh no, it's funny because I've been saying this is my name since about sophomore year."
But like since Usher's Confessions came out.
Oh dang, that's a good album. I'll still say that's a good album. That's legit.
It's a good album.
It's straight fire.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe it's because I had Starbucks earlier this morning to start my day off with. This doesn't taste anything like caramel.
Because I think they just put it on top.
Bastard. That lady's always in a bad mood.
That lady is always in a bad mood. I've only been there a couple times, but she always seems like she's not having fun.
No, she's like, man.
Did you see she looks like she had a tattoo, though? Did you see her forearms or whatever?
Mm-mm.
It was like deep in there. It was like it's barely covering.
Bet she likes it deep in there.
You should get at that, son. Find out. Let me know. Report back.
No, it tastes like Clorox bleach.
Mine tastes pretty decent, but I'm not happy about yours, apparently.
Tastes like that stuff you use to clean the floor, Pine Sol or whatever.
If you're Mexican, what was that Mexican brand one? Fabuloso, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn.
Your ears are blown up now, people. My bad. My apologies.
I almost died right there.
Oh, shit.
Mid-swallow.
That's right. That's what I tell them, too. Can't waste it. You know, this brings up the topic, man. If I ever wanted to run for president, How many of these clips could they throw up together as like slanderous?
A lot. Everything you say.
Everything I've ever said. And I'm going to be like, sorry, guys. It was just locker room talk. Except I put it on a podcast for everybody to listen to.
Yeah.
Seriously, look, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Hillary supporter, but I do understand it. Any guy will sit down and tell you that they say a whole bunch of dumb shit. A lot of it's either for laughs or because they're trying to posture up to other men, whatever the reason. But a lot of it's just you talking shit, but it's not like what you believe in. It's not what your philosophies of life are.
Yeah, no. Nobody cares what Donald Trump said until said he was going to run for president.
Yeah, well, look, Hillary said some crazy shit too. Like, I heard some comments that she made, I think, after she helped get a rapist out of
yeah,
a
I heard that.
I'm like, this chick's crazy too. I think anybody that looks for that level of power is a little crazy. I mean, you're already corrupt as fuck with the idea that your position only makes $400,000 a year, from my understanding, or $420 a year. Yeah, $420. That brings me to the wheat thing we should talk about next. Because it was requested. If your position only makes $420 a year, you spend about $4 million getting into office or some shit like that, or whatever you're capped at. So, first of all, like, how does that make sense? The reality is, like, it's corrupt because you're getting other money that people don't know about that's under the table, and that's how you justify spending $4 million to only make $400,000. That just doesn't make business sense. So I don't give a shit about any of them. I think we're fucked. But you know what pisses me off most about this election? The fact that if I was like a European or a Japanese or a Chinese or a Russian or whatever, if I was any other person in the world, I'd be looking at this and saying, wow, their reality show finally got into their politics. And that's scary because these motherfuckers are like the military force of the world, essentially. I mean, for the most part. That's what's scary. Because if I was like some dude in Japan, I'd be like, oh, this is not good for us for these next 8 years.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. And I don't like the idea that America has fallen from where it's fallen from. And I make this stupid comment all the time about, like, we used to make steel in this country. And it's, it's a dumb comment, but there is some truth behind it. Like, we aren't who we were, 40, 50 years ago. And that's sad, man. I don't think we're going in the right direction either.
Yeah, like I heard before I came over here, I was watching the news. And granted, it was Fox News, so you can take that however you want. But I guess some guys at some college got in trouble for passing out U.S. Constitution, like booklets or pamphlets. Like they called the cops on them.
Why?
And the college was like, oh, you can't pass out the U.S. Constitution here.
Why?
They're like, because it might cause riots or something like that. It might upset some people.
Dude, I'm getting so tired of these college articles.
Now I'll say I don't have all the details because I was only half listening, but that was the gist of it. And that apparently they said you can pass out, but you need a permit to pass out the U.S. Constitution on campus.
I'm like, it's free online. It's what we all are supposed to be
going by. Yeah. And apparently they didn't let them go. They like held them in a room for a few hours so they would stop it.
Oh, I'd be pissed, dude. If they did that to me, I would be fucking pissed and irate. Like, you can't hold me. You have no authority to fucking hold me.
Yeah, and I guess the thing was just like,
why the fuck would I pay you to go to school here to fucking hold me? Oh, I'd be fucking irate. That was all that cussing I wasn't gonna do.
Yeah, and I guess the thing was like colleges got so politically correct that it's like kind of interfering with stuff.
My little hunter is back from her scavenging.
She just let him in.
No, because then they're going to jump on this and hit. Yeah, I don't want to deal with it. It's an hour. They're good. Poor little one. She's. Oh, it makes me feel bad. I don't think it's a cry of sadness. I think it's a cry of like happiness, where she's like, "Look, I've hunted something for you." She'll give it to me. It's not like she wants me to throw it. It's like, give it to me, and then it's like, "Oh, thank you for bringing me food tonight." I don't know.
That's cool.
One time she brought in a dead bird.
That's cool.
But anyways, yeah, no, I can't deal with colleges anymore, man. This safe spaces, this entitlement, this equality shit. Like, look, man, I'm for equality. I'm for people getting equal rights and being equal. Do I believe that everything in life is equal? No, and I think life should show you that not everything in life is equal. And I think women are always bitching about things not being equal with men, and I think you need to stop looking at it as in women are not getting the same things as men, and you should start looking at it as people need to be equal despite gender. But with that said, I think women are also very quick to take certain properties that aren't okay with men. For example, if you see a chick or a woman, whatever you feminists, if you see a woman hitting a dude or swinging to slap a guy, nobody ever says, "Oh no, that she needs to go to jail." But if that dude fights back, then he goes to jail. Like, if you want equality, I'm all for that. But you start swinging at me, I should be able to swing at you. And you're laughing as they're saying it, but I'm straight serious.
No, I agree. I don't understand why that's a thing. Like, why can she just
because it's
thousand hands slap me?
It's
but
always
I gotta
been,
sit there and take it. But
right, it's always been this idea that women aren't as strong as men.
Now, granted, I'm not saying I would like throw back a punch. I'm just saying
I might.
Yeah, like straight dragon punch.
No, but look, for me, it's this. Okay. Yes, women aren't. Look, if you want to fucking argue this, you can argue this as much as you want. The proof is out there. You go find it. Women want to fight the argument that women are strong and the same as men. I'm like, they're not, okay? Men generate more power. They are more devastating when it comes to physical force. And although that's where this weird sexism thing comes in, where it's like, oh, a girl can hit a guy. But I'm like, okay, but if a chick scratches a dude in the face, gives him a permanent scar, you think that's okay? Where's the boundary level? Oh, he slapped her. She slapped him a little bit. His cheek is red. Okay, that's fine. Okay, she scratched his cheek and now gave him a visible scar. Well, okay, that's fine. Okay, so what? Then she scratches his eye and bursts his eye, and now she's got a Michael Bisping eye. Is that okay? Why is there even a line we have to draw? If you're if you're imploring physical force, then a male should have the right to defend themselves. I'm not saying that they should, and I'm not saying anybody should be doing anything. They should have just never involved physical force. But the reality is, like, if you want equality, that's kind of what we're asking for here. You want equality, that's fine. But just be aware that just in life, there are repercussions. If you jump in front of a bus, there are repercussions for that. And if you want to defend yourself physically, then there are repercussions for that. And be aware that you're going to find the difference between male and female force real quick. Mm-hmm. As Drake would say, 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
A good example of that is, it's a little off subject, but it's also kind of on it.
When Cammy fights Bison?
No. Like when Chun-Li fights Bison, he got psycho power. She's just there kicking all stupid. Using her hado that don't go anywhere. It's all small. No. There's that show Deadliest Catch. You heard about it? Mm-hmm. They catch crab. Well, they had a girl on there. It was one of the boat captain's daughters. She was doing the job, and she was like, getting the crab and like lifting like this heavy stuff back and forth. And they're like, yeah, she's good at this job, but she can't actually do this job as good as a man. And we're not saying that because she's bad at it or men can do it better. Like, she's giving it her all. It's just that she's a woman. She's literally built different than a man. Yeah. Like, she's trying, but she can't lift as much as a dude. Like, a dude can lift like 100 pounds. She's herself is probably only 125 pounds. Like, she can't lift 100 pounds.
Yeah. Look.
And that's what his point was. Like, look, you're really good at this job. Like, you're doing it. You're quick about it, but it's like, and it's like putting a lot of strain on you because you're little. Like, yeah. It's a different physical demand when you're a dude. Like, you're just physically built different. Yeah. You just physically can do stuff a woman can't.
Well, you generate force different. Yeah. You have you're heavier. Yeah. Testosterone makes a big difference.
And that's what they were saying on there. It's like, yeah, she just can't do this because she physically can't do it. It's nothing against her. She just can't do it because she's a woman.
I'm now curious about the I've never thought about this concept because as a person that like lifts weights, like I understand the idea of training, and then you need repair and you need recover. I wonder if the difference in hormones between females and males, and it's all levels, not really differences, because both men and women have testosterone and estrogen. But I'm more curious now about women's recuperation, assuming all factors are equal, right? But if we take a man and a woman, I wonder if with the same amount of quote unquote workout damage, I wonder what the if there's a difference in recovery. I have to look that up. And now I've never thought about that until right now.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, so the equality thing in college is back to the point. I can't stand, man. It's not my thing. I don't want to deal with that kind of shit. Like isn't it California, one of these states where you have to like get consent to have sex? Like you have to say, okay, are you okay with having sex? Yes, okay. Like how is that such a mood killer?
Yeah, man. Hey, you gotta make sure. I can't hate on that. You gotta be sure.
All right, son, I got a question for you.
All right, go for it. Are we gonna go watch Trolls the movie later? Yes, we
are. Okay, so here's a question. All right, ready for my legit and serious question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, let me put it this way.
So let's say you meet a girl.
Right.
And she's awesome.
I met a lot of them.
Okay, say you meet a girl and you're interested in each other and it's going really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, this girl is cool. And then you start kind of dating, right? And then you're like, and then one day she's just like, you guys are getting a little freaky. And all of a sudden she just gives you a blowjob.
Okay.
And it's a pretty damn good blowjob. To the point where you're like seeing stars and shit. You're about to pass out. You're like getting dizzy. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the scenario. But you still like her, right? It's still cool. Well, okay, I said that like as it was a bad thing. So, but you like her,
mm-hmm.
right? So do you
after I regain my composure,
after you regain your blood
she goes
back in your body,
she goes to the restroom to clean up or whatever. She comes back and I'm like, that was great. Who have you been fucking?
That's my question. Okay,
because
so do you think you'd be the type of person where you just say fuck it and you're like, it's good and we're just whatever, we're just two casual people just talking? Or are you the type of person that goes, okay, nobody's just born with those skills?
Who you been fucking? How many VIP rooms have you been in? You know Drake?
You been to Usher's room?
Yeah. You know Drake? You know any of the Cash Money millionaires by name? Like real name?
Young Money.
Yeah.
So do you think that bothers you more than?
I think now that I'm older, it doesn't bother me so much. But if I was like younger,
do you think that's an ego thing? Do you think that's like a That's like a she's too experienced for me thing?
Or you
think it's like you've been worried about like where your dick fits in the mouth region? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
probably. It's probably a little bit of all those things. I think that mellows out when you're
older.
When you're older.
You care a little less.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, we're 45. Yeah, you probably had some dicks in your mouth before.
I was listening
as to where we're like when you're like 21, 22.
You're
20,
like, what?
You're 23. You're like, we're only 23. How many dicks have been in your mouth?
So let me ask you this: so are you then worried at all about where you stand in the dick region? If you were to take a timeline where the dinosaurs are in the zero and we're at the end, but instead of notches in time, it's just dicks. Are you worried where your dick fits in this line here?
Yeah, I think that's always a thing with dudes. I don't think how old. I think once you're like my dad's age, you don't give a fuck.
You don't care. You're like, whatever. I'm getting mine. You maybe
getting
yours.
You'll be like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, because when you're that old, you left all your fucks on their bed.
Oh, we forgot to talk about weed. Anyways, go ahead. We'll continue. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I was thinking about this earlier today because I was listening to this girl talk about how, like, she was, I think one of the Joey Diaz was talking about how like this girl gives like amazing blowjobs that he met when he was young, and like I was thinking about this and I'm like if you're that dude and you're like, damn, that was awesome, but are you like, well, nobody's born with this level of experience. Like Captain America didn't just become Captain America. He went through some struggles and tribulations before he became that, you know?
Yeah.
And so you got to think to yourself, like, what's the experience level here for you to be this good? Or are you at some point just think to yourself, it's good, we're having fun, fuck it?
Yeah, I think that's that's what you get to when you're older.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So let's say you meet a girl, everything goes great, she's fantastic, you just pow in the body, you're like whatever, and then you guys have sex and she's pretty good, right? So whatever, and then you find out she's a porn star. Mm-hmm. Does that bother you?
A porn star, maybe a little bit bothers me.
Okay. Does it bother you if she's a current porn star, like she's still working? Like after she's hanging out with you, in the morning, she's gotta get cleaned up and she's gotta go do 2 movies.
She's meeting
Mandingo, Mr. Big Dick. She's meeting Mr. Big Dick.
She's meeting like Jeff or something. Who's going by the
mustache?
Name,
he's got a mustache and all.
Yeah, he's like mustache steeled and he's just plowing. That would bother me a bit. I think that would. Okay,
so do you go and research her movies after?
Yeah, I'm like, so you're in what movies? Oh, Backdoor Sluts number 7.
Wait, hold on, let me write this down. I got an app on my phone.
Interesting. Like, and who is this Jeff you speak of? Oh, he has a 12-inch. Okay.
So the question is, do you then watch the video and been like, she didn't make those noises with me?
Yeah, no, then I'll be like, how much of this was acting? Are you that good of an actor? When is your acting? Is your acting in the movie? Or is your acting in here?
That is right. So it's an interesting concept of like ego and what happens with people that where they feel intimidated by other people's past and I think some of that does come from internally where if you were in her position, you would probably sit down and say, all right, well, Steve's dick was like here in this range, and Ruben's was here in this range, and this dude was here in this range, and you almost like worry about your performance, probably because you care about where you land or where you stand, and you don't want to be the worst. It's interesting concepts, man.
Yeah, I do think though you'd probably mellow out like when you're in your 30s or so.
So you think if like let's say you're like 40 and you're single still, and you just like I want to settle down, and you meet a girl and she's a porn star, you're less likely to think about how many loads she's taking to the face?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're like, oh, it's like she's doing that over there, and that's separate from what we're doing here. So I think you can compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize. Yeah. Do you think that you could date an active porn star?
I don't know. I don't think it could.
Okay. This is the question. Do you think you could date an active porn star like a Ooh.
You're all just off the top of my head.
Just off the top of my head, let me give you a couple names. No. I'm trying to think of levels here. So could you date a girl that does like hardcore porn?
No.
Like just straight like anal and stuff. No.
I can't even watch that myself.
Oh, come on.
Like
you got that bullshit right now.
Like what? The hardcore? Like how hardcore?
Well, like I'm not talking about like stabbing and
Like they run their head through some glass.
I'm not talking about stabbing with metal, but just regular dick stabbing.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, so what about like anal? If you're like,
I can't. I don't watch that. I can't do it. Every time I try,
I'm talking about like dating a girl that's done anal.
Oh, that's okay.
What about a girl that just does like guy girl, just regular porn?
I mean, you see, then we're back to the same thing. I'm like,
what about girl on girl? She only does girl on girl.
I'll be like, yeah.
Can I be there? Can I be there with a tarp over me?
To quote Drake, "What's up with your best friend?"
No, she makes movies. Like there's a boom mic and shit. That is an interesting concept that I have discussions with people about. Where I think if you're with somebody in a relationship. And I went through this coffee like it was water. If you're in a relationship with somebody, and this is me speaking for myself only, and maybe let's see if you agree or disagree with me. If you're in a relationship, if I was in a relationship and I met a girl and I was super in love with her, I was super into her, and things are going great, but at some point she's just like, I can't be with you anymore. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, I found somebody else. I'd be like, oh, just heartbroken. You're like, oh man, that sucks. I didn't want to hear that. But if then she was like, oh, I've met this girl.
Then I'm like, what's up with your best friend?
we can have some fun, believe me. But no. But if she was like, I met this girl, I would feel a little better. Because as a man, you would feel bad.
You turned her lesbian.
No. That's a bad thing.
I gave it to her so good.
She just retired from dick. She just
knew she couldn't get it anywhere else.
She retired from dick.
She retired from it.
No. I meant it more as in,
I did that to her once. No, I'm right.
Yeah, that's what you did? So, anyways, back to my point. So, no, my question is...
I'll show you her Facebook page. You'll be like, damn, that's a lesbian, all right?
My point is more like, if she was like, I am with a woman now, I need to stop saying like. For me, it would be more along the lines of, I can't give her what she needs or what she wants. Like, I grew up with a dick. There's no other way around it. Like, if she wants vagina and she's into vagina, like, there's no way around this. Like, that's just what you want and what you like. Like, if I'm craving Chipotle, no matter how many freaking burgers you give me, I'm not going to, like, be like, oh, this makes up for Chipotle. Like,
just like tonight when we were looking for Chipotle.
Yes. Insane lines everywhere. But that's my point. I at that point, I'd be a little bit more understanding. Look, you're still going to be sad, but I would be a little bit more understanding. Versus... I found some other dude and he's just way better in bed with you or however. I know you're laughing at this too, right? That's a joke.
That would never happen.
That would never happen.
Make more money than me. Yes.
You want to be braggadocious?
Have a bigger house than me. Yes. Ferrari. Yes. Better in bed. How dare you, sir?
How dare you lie to me? Now I know you're lesbian.
I know you're lying.
No, but seriously, like, I think that would definitely hurt, right? Like, if she's looking for something emotionally else, like if she found another guy, then you definitely should be hurt, because then you got to ask yourself the question, like, what didn't I do right, or what could I have done better, or what did I mess up on, or what needs didn't I fill? You know what I'm saying? But that's the real question. When it's like, I can't give you vagina, then it's more acceptable, where you're like, I get it. I totally get it. I cannot do what a vagina does, so I totally understand. So you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day for no reason whatsoever. I'm like, it totally makes sense. I've had this discussion with people before where I think about that, and I'm like, that makes sense. I totally feel okay. Like, nobody likes to get broken up with, but at the same time, you do you. I can't give you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
no, I get that. Yeah, because that's what happened 2 ex-girlfriends ago, more or less. Like, we just had a fight and we stopped talking. And the next thing I heard, she was with like some other dude and going to get married. And I'm like, well, fuck. So much for closure and
marriage,
shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm like, that escalated super quick.
These batteries suck. It's already at 1 bar. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, that escalated quick. And that was like what drove me crazy for a while. I'm like, I need some fucking closure here or something.
Yeah, chasing that closure is always it's like chasing the dragon. You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
But, okay. So what about if it's, so the idea was it's the understanding that, okay, I can't give you this, so I'm sorry, right? So what if a girl just comes up to you and she's like, hey, I found somebody else, and you're like, oh, man. She's like, this dude's got like a 14-inch hog. And it's like 3-inch wide and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can I see?
It's like a fire hydrant. Well, she doesn't have it on her. It's
I need to see a picture.
You'd go that route? You're like, I need to see this thing.
Like, I need to see this monster.
I need to see the Loch Ness Monster in action.
I want to see it. Preferably, can I be under a tarp in your bedroom while he's
lighting you up? You're like, you're into that cuckolding shit? Where the husband comes in and is like, oh, I just want my wife to get fucked real good. And this big old dude comes in and is like, I can help you. You're into that cuckolding shit?
No.
It's called cuckolding.
Cuckolding.
That's a phrase. I think it's what it's called. Anyways.
Should look that up on Urban Dictionary.
We should look that up later today. Remind me. So, anyways, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, I think that's a fair assessment. You know?
That's probably true.
Because look, let's face it, women have way better bodies than dudes. So they're beautiful bodies. They're smooth. They're curvy. They're good looking bodies. Unlike dudes' bodies, they're usually like square and blocky, and not as they're not as like smooth. If you're talking about like the sands of like, what's that really crazy desert that's really cool, like photogenic?
Sahara?
Yeah, where like you can see the waves of the sand. Like there's some beauty in the smooth and curves of things. That's why cars are such a big thing, because they have beautiful lines to them. Men are like fucking choppy egos and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're just like
Minecraft blocks.
They're like Minecraft blocks. You're just like, all right, well, there's no real beauty in that shape, but it's
that is a nice shade of green. I do like green.
So It is what it is. But anyways, I was thinking about that. So I thought, with this podcast, originally I wanted to do a couple things. Like, of course, like it's fun having conversations. I do think we need to branch out a little bit and have some other people to like discuss things with.
I know what we should do. We should go to Craigslist, go for personal encounters, and be like, we need some people for a podcast.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. You should send some emails out. That's your new job. So, but anyways, in addition to
is this? Then they show up. They're like, "We're here for the orgy." I'm like, "No, just
the podcast, guys."
Like, I thought podcast was code for orgy. I'm like, no orgy.
It'd be freaking hilarious, which is kind of gross as I'm saying it, as I'm thinking of it, but it'd be kind of funny. It would be funny for people to do stuff in front of us on video or in real life, whatever. But then us trying to describe what's going on to the people via the podcast, but not using any dirty terms and trying to make it as PG as possible.
That's hilarious.
Because it'd be so hard to do. But I would totally break in like 2 seconds. So anyways, I wanted to like have some good discussions, have fun as well. But also like talk about some deeper topics that aren't often discussed.
Like aliens.
Oh, jeez. You've been watching too many of those shows, those YouTube channels. No, but like these topics, like the topics about, relationships and some real conversations like we've had about pornography and about, breast implants and society and blah, blah, blah. And oftentimes we find ourselves getting like into dick jokes, which is funny. It's hilarious. But I think oftentimes like it's not as poignant conversation as I'd like at times. But whatever. You do what you do. Plus it's like late at night, so who are we going to find right now? Except drunk people. All right, I had another item to talk about that I thought this was hilarious. You need to get that coffee in your system, son. You're falling asleep.
Doesn't do anything for me, man. I had one earlier.
So I heard this on somebody having this discussion earlier, and I think it's a very good concept. And I think I've been like guilty of this myself, where when you're in a relationship with people. When you're in a relationship with
multiple people. We call that a soup kitchen.
when you're in a relationship with people that somebody made a comment how they often saw themselves in a relationship with the idea that the other person is like theirs and the other person is like a part of them. And I think we've maybe touched about this before in a podcast. No? And I think like, I've screwed up with that in the past, too. I already deleted my freaking comment. Damn it. I always do that. Do you ever have that issue where, like, you go and clean stuff up before you should, and then you delete stuff that you needed?
I don't clean anything up.
Oh, jeez.
I got 969 work emails.
Why?
Because I'm not ever cleaning out that folder. I don't want to.
Why don't you just go through and delete everything?
Because that would take time, and I don't want to. That would take a few extra seconds out of my day, and I don't want to. I'm just going to let it fill up. I want to see what the max is on Gmail.
The problem is when it fills up, you can't get any more. Why are you getting work emails?
I get work emails.
Why?
They're like, oh, the 7th grade pod is closed because a rattlesnake got into the 7th grade pod. Watch out.
Watch out. We've blocked off the left side of the school because there's a sniper sniper.
Yeah, no, that happened. That's the real thing that happened.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, because they use intercoms, they're like, school's on lockdown. We're like, oh shit, this shit's popping off right now.
The clowns are here.
This was last year. They're like, oh, we're like, oh man, it's popping off. And I was in there with the 7th graders. I'm like, what'd you guys do? They're like, we didn't do anything. I'm like,
What's the last year of your school? 8th.
I'm like, what'd you guys do? They're like, we didn't do anything. I'm like, when you crazy motherfuckers did something? They're like, no. It's like, just probably somebody brought a weapon to school. I'm like, that's not.
You gotta be ready, dude. Like that season 5, episode 1 of Sons of Anarchy, when that kid comes in with that semi-automatic Glock and just starts shooting people. You gotta be ready for that, son.
Yeah. So we were all worried because we got a bunch of windows. Our classroom is nothing but windows. So we had to close all the blinds. We had to tape up the windows on the door so nobody could see in. And then like 10 minutes later, well, that's when you get the email. It tells you that it's on lockdown. And then it was like, 15 minutes later, it was like, oh, all clear. And then, we got the email. It was all clear. It's like, oh, this is what put the school in lockdown. A snake got into the 7th grade pod.
Aren't they supposed to have like a code word, like school's on lockdown, Charlie Brown? So you know that Charlie Brown means like some dude's coming in and whipping his dick out and showing kids or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you remember? You must remember that we went to the same school. I don't know if you know.
I've known you for like most of my life, dog.
Yeah, 92 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew English. I'm not being mean, though.
Fucker.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious because it was at the school down there on Van Buren.
Did you know you then?
I didn't know you then, but apparently you went there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you actually like. I'm not being funny. I'm like actually serious.
No, yeah. No. I don't know if I knew you then, but I think I met Ivan then. No, Ivan.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what?
Oh no, they had. I remember they had a. I was gonna say safe word. They had a safe.
Much too many videos.
No kidding. No, they had a word like that. I guess theirs was like, there's a falcon or something.
Yeah, most places have that.
Yeah, and then we were in lockdown. Dude, that was crazy because back in the day, that was just like one giant open school. Like, there's no security.
What are your schools like?
Dude, we're a cage inside a cage inside a cage.
Really?
If somebody goes crazy in like the 7th grade area, they can close it down and lock them in there.
Wow. No, all of our classes, even the middle school was like actually the middle school is different because remember when they built that out, it was like a giant room and there was rooms in each, and there was like that middle common area.
That was a prison because they knew most of the people going there were going to prison after.
I've been wanting to go back to there just to look at it because I remember one time I went there and I looked at everything and I was like, that rock used to be like 4 feet high and it's actually like 3 inches off the ground. I'm like, I need to get reality like reset here because I remember that the main building that we were in where like all our classes were, there was that big common area. Remember there's a common area? That big common area to me was like a football field. And I was like, I'm going to run across that whole thing and I'm going to get tired. But I bet you if we go there right now, it's like the size of this room.
It might be. My sister went there. It was still just as big.
I want to go back there and look at it. But I know if some weirdos just walk around with freaking grown-ass men just walking around the campus. I'm like, you can't do that here. I'm like, my bad. I just want to, refresh my memory.
I got to find Mr. Rosso. See what that dude's up. I'm going to look him up on Facebook.
You should look him up. I'm curious what he's doing. He wore pink shirts before it was cool. Before Kanye made it
Before The Rock wore it. Not The Rock. The Rock, like, on the Kanye song where he's like, before it was... pink polos were the shit to pop.
So I don't know if he's ahead of the curve or he was just way too ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Well, the PE teacher was apparently his
girl.
His girl.
Right. He was tapping that on the side. Was
plowing away.
Dude, how often do you think teachers hook up in school?
Probably pretty often.
That's one thing. So when we talk about like fantasies and shit, that was one thing that I never got to do. Was I always wanted to hook up with somebody like in high school, like just like.
I thought you were like I was wanting to hook up with the teacher.
No,
I was like, fuck.
No, man,
that's aggressive.
You know those. I guess we missed out on that.
Oh, come here, PE teacher.
If any of you guys were interested in that relationship question I asked a second ago, forget it now. It's over. No. Well, see, I don't remember us having hot teachers. I remember when. Nowadays there's like a couple of these teachers that go viral because they're super hot or whatever. And I'm like, where were those teachers when I was going
I saw one the other day. I was like, you work here?
The one that works at your place? Give me your man card right now if you haven't even talked to that. Give me that man card.
I talked to her a few times.
Punch
I was like,
man card.
I was like, you work here in front of these monsters? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, they're probably taking pictures and photoshopping all kinds of horrible things.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too.
Yeah, No. My fantasy was to like hook up with somebody in college, in high school, like in the high school. You know what I'm saying? That old school. Like, have you ever seen the movie Porky's? Porky's was like the original American Pie before it became American Pie. But Porky's had like nudity. Mm-hmm. Like, there's some asses and boobs maybe in whatever. Like, they had some like nudity up in Porky's. It's an old 70s movie. I don't know. Don't ask me how I've seen that movie, but I've seen it somehow. And in fact, I remember my parents put it on one time. I was like, "What the fuck, you guys? I don't want to even be in this room with you guys." Yeah, and I still get that. Do you get that where like some like a sex scene or something happens in a movie and you're watching it with your parents, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I don't feel comfortable watching this with you guys.
Yeah, we're chill like that.
Really? No, I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near this because now you're.
No, we watched Deadpool in the movie together. We're like, give it to her, Ryan Reynolds.
Your dad said that?
No, we're just all in agreement. Yeah, my sister, she's like, yeah, take it.
Well, your sister's probably like Ryan Reynolds was hot.
Yeah. Probably. No, we don't feel that way.
Yeah, I feel weird.
Unless it's like full on like 50 Shades of Grey porn, then that'd be weird.
You're like, one time I put like Daddy's Back Home 13 and this was not a comfortable situation.
No.
I like how I have a hard time finding like off the top of the cuff coming up with random shit like that, and then it just always comes after like I've said Daddy's Home 13 like 14 times now, I think. But I'm gonna Google that, see if it's a thing. Yeah, no, I've always wanted to do that. I never got to do that. That's one of those things where I like.
So you're talking about like going into the.
I had a spot picked out.
Was it the weight room?
You're like, there's some home movies about that, or some.
I'm sure there is
some professional movies
about
that.
When I go on to that hub of porn later,
hub of porn,
I'm gonna look up our high school and see if anything pops up.
Oh, geez, that's a good idea. I'm curious.
I'm gonna do that right now.
No, don't do it right now to get distracted. But no. So remember in the main gymnasium. You can go over those back doors where the wrestlers would practice.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking.
And if you go further back, there's the locker rooms for the swim for the swim team. Mm-hmm. Oh, that would have been the spot because those locker rooms never had anybody in.
Those are the locker rooms we used.
Why?
Because they were further in the back.
Oh, dude, those were the locker rooms to use.
Yeah, because everybody in the front, because like the front ones were so crowded. And we're like, screw this. And we went to the ones in the back. Because, you go by the wrestling room and our what was it, coach, he was like, fuck, I don't give a fuck what you guys do. He was pretty chill.
Yeah, man, I would have picked that spot. That would have been the spot to do it at.
So, he was chilling. Then he was just like, just as long as you guys get out here and like, give us like 10 minutes to change or some shit.
You could always sneak into the football locker rooms because there's never anybody ever there unless there's a football game. But dude, I've walked into those locker rooms sometimes and they don't smell good.
No,
because like everybody leaves their football gear in the lockers and you're like, why am I about to pass out right now? I can't get good air in my system. But that's not the way to go. You don't want that smell. Yeah, nah. But I thought about it.
Weight room.
No, there's dude, people would pop into the weight room at random times all the time.
You ever went on that little lookout thing they had in the weight room? You know how it's like where the coaches stand?
Oh, yeah. I've been up there, but it's never like, it's a wide open little like standing spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
No, can't think of where else can't think of anywhere else.
I mean, you could always hide behind the bleachers. That's always stereotypical. You're like, I'm going to hide behind the bleachers and, you know what I'm saying? There's spiders there. You don't what else? Yeah, anyway, so that was always a thing I never got to accomplish. And it's I'm not gonna do it now. It'd be fucking creepy for me, a grown ass man, to go to high school and be like, sorry guys, I just want to get this out. Dude, I would get arrested.
I was trying to bust this nut under the bleachers.
It's like, there's nobody with you. I know.
Oh, I know. Just trying to bust this nut on the spider.
Dude, you know how fast you go to jail.
I have a rivalry with the spider right here. I'm trying
to make it anti-venom.
Let me show the spider what's up.
Anyways. Somebody will get that anti-venom joke. So, yeah, no, that's something I never got to accomplish, dog.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So. I haven't thought about the high school in forever. Do you know they took out all the lockers?
Which ones?
In our high school.
The ones that like we went to go lock up our stuff, like our books. Why?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Probably because they don't even. Probably because kids these days don't even have to carry those gigantic books anymore. They probably have like electronic keys and they put them on their iPads and take them to school and shit.
They might.
Back, dude, I remember we had to go. I had like once or twice a day. I had to go to the locker rooms to put books away because my back was getting tired from carrying these like 2-inch thick books for like 2 or 3 classes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and if you're fucked up, you had that. You'd have the one class like on the south end of campus.
And you
have the one all the way to the north.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that a few times.
Every once in a while, man, like I would never want to relive high school. But every once in a while, like, there'll be some cool things I'd like to re-experience, like that shitty food.
I think, yeah.
We haven't gone to a football game in a while.
Oh, we should go. I wonder if there's any left.
I don't know.
I always say we should go every season.
We forget.
Never do.
What else? I mean, I think it'd be cool to not relive it in a sense, but maybe see things from like a fly on the wall perspective, just to see if things played out how you thought they played out in your head. Because I think there are times where you remember things and they're just not how they went down.
Probably not. They I know that they did a lot of remodeling. There's that new building over there.
Been a lot of changes, but I'm sure the school now is like 2.3 million students per semester and shit.
Probably every classroom's 60 kids.
There's like stacked on top of kids. It's like Minecraft.
It might be
Minecraft kids in there.
It might be, man. It might be. I know they got that new, like, you know, the old main.
Yeah.
They somebody's gonna figure out where we went to school.
Yeah, probably. They need to retire that building, man. That building's probably full of asbestos.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it's just
Lyme disease.
It's just made of calcium deposits.
It's just made out of like just horrible diseases that are about to mix into one to make some new cow flu.
It might. It might. That's still there, but there's a new office building. There's a new the wall we used to sit in front of the cafeteria.
Yeah.
They tore all that down.
They tore down the bench.
Yeah, that whole bench. That's down. Good times on that bench.
I forgot about that bench. Do you remember that time there was a riot at our high school?
Dude, oh man, fucking, we gotta tell them about the riot.
All right, tell them about the riot, son. We'll finish on this. Dude, I just put batteries in this thing and it's about to die.
Yeah, I do that.
Shitty batteries.
I suck up that electricity.
Just like you. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so it was just a normal.
Okay, explain to them that we did go to not a third world country.
We did go to a third world country school. That's exactly
not a
how
third
it
world
was
country, but it was called when it's like a mix, like a melting pot of nationalities. Like it's like
high school. That's what it's called.
Well, no, there's some places in the world where it's all white people still, and like a couple black people. Yeah,
you're back down south.
So
all right. Our high school was a little more integrated than most. We had a lot of different cultures there. A lot of different races, right? We had like a bunch of let's see, I don't want to sound racist, but I'll just give them to you. We had a bunch of like Mexicans. We had a lot of African Americans. We had it was just a bunch of people because it's like a farming community. So we had a lot of like cowboy people. We had some cowboy people.
Farming community? What the hell did you go to high school? It was like
that's why there were so many cowboys. There's like farmers there around.
There's cowboys?
Yeah. That's where all the white people came from. A lot of them were cowboys. And there's like a lot of Mexicans. Anyways, so there's a lot, and we all kind of got along. Nobody was really.
It wasn't like jail.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like Glee too. If you've ever watched Glee, how everybody's like really racist.
I'm straight, so I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, we my sisters watched it, and I've watched.
Are you sure? Good.
No,
good recovery there.
No, she's watching it, and then I was like, "What is this?" And then I watched it too, and I go, "This is dumb," because that's not how high school works. But anyway, so it was like that. So we all got along, whatever. So one day we were just chilling on our bench that we were talking about, and I don't even know how it started, dude.
I don't know either. All I know is I was standing because we already gotten food.
We had gotten our lunch. I think we ate. I want to say we ate, and we went down to sit on our bench. We were with our friends, like all 4 of them, 5 of them. And
way more than now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no. Way more than now. And so we were there, and then I think there was like maybe an argument broke out or something.
All I remember, everything went so fast, but I remember there was a whole bunch of people, and then all of a sudden that courtyard area got packed.
Yeah, I just remember there's like gotta explain to you real clearly. In front of that bench we keep talking about, there's like a whole courtyard, and that's where people eat lunch at. There's like
outside eating.
Yeah, it's an outside eating. There's like park benches and stuff right there.
Yeah,
and it's our courtyard. That's where everybody eats lunch. If you're like kind of cool, that's where you kind of go. Like all the nerds stay inside, and like all the juvenile delinquents also stay inside. So if you're in the middle of all that stuff, you're in the courtyard basically. If you're in between those two groups, you're right there. And so I don't know what happened. I'm not sure how it started, but I just know like bunch of people from one side, from like behind us, because there's like that area behind us, a lot of people came rushing for some reason or another. And then some people, those people that were like in the middle, I guess started arguing with somebody else. And then, I don't know, I just remember like a crowd of people just gathering.
Well, I heard it was supposedly like a Mexican and black argument, right? And then that's why it got so heated.
Yeah.
But did it come from inside the high school and they worked its way out? Or, I'm sorry, inside the cafeteria and then worked its way out?
I think that's what it was. I think, like I said, those juvenile delinquents were inside, and I think that's what happened. The argument was inside, and it spilled out. And then when it spilled out, everybody was confused. And they're like, oh, great, here's the revolution. We got to pick a side. We got to pick a side. But then everybody was like, what side are we picking here? Like, what are we doing? And then then everybody started arguing, I think, with everybody. And then I think the teachers got involved or something. And then I think it was everybody started calming down. And then I think everybody started separating. And then... because I think we got in the group too. And then...
I remember just sitting there and watching. You got in the freaking group? I didn't get up.
No, I think I had got up to see what was going on. And then I think I came back.
Okay, I was going to say, I never left that bench. I was like, what the hell is going on?
I came back and I sat down.
Like getting stabbed?
And I think cops started moving us off the bench.
Well, then we saw cops come in.
Yeah.
I remember, like, it got really heated when I saw like people throwing energy drinks and cans and stuff.
And it was calming down, but then somebody threw something, and I think it hit somebody, and then that's when like shit popped off, and just everybody started rushing everywhere, and I think a few fights broke out in the courtyard between I think those original people, and I think a few more broke out.
Yeah, I just remember it got 0 to 100 real quick, and somebody threw something, and then these people just started fighting. And I don't remember I remember maybe the teachers telling us to get out.
Yeah, I think the teachers told us to leave.
And then I never got to the point where I saw the cops in the riot gear. Did you see any of that?
I did see that. Because after I think we split up because they were like, oh, get to your classes right now. My class, I think your class was on the north side or something, or you were going to the gym or something. I had a class on the south side, on the south end of the school. And that is when I saw... like the police SUV, and there was like, I don't want to say there was dude on horses, but there was like, a SWAT team coming in.
The SWAT? They call it the SWAT team?
Yeah, there's like riot gear guys.
I bet you the SWAT team was like, oh, I've been waiting for this all year.
Probably. It was a little podunk town police.
Did they like throw tear gas? Did you see any of that?
I didn't see any of that. I just remember I was staring at it, and I was with some other people, and I didn't know them or anything, but we're just casually looking at this shit because it got crazy. Like, cops were coming in there, and they were pushing kids back, and kids were pushing them back, and I think they were just trying to, like, get everybody separated, and they kept telling everybody to go to class. And then the weirdest shit was, I finally got done with all that. We got separated, and then I went to class, right? And then I go to class... and the full classroom is in there. And I go, hey, what's up? And the teacher's like, why are you late? And I was like, what do you mean why I'm late? He's like, why are you late? I was like, you didn't hear about what's going on out there? He's like, no, we've been here for the last like 10 minutes. I guess apparently during all this, the bell had rung, and some people who were on like the south side of the school
went to class
because they weren't part of it, because they were in the middle. Like, we were in the middle of it, so I guess some people went to class.
Did you tell them? You're like, is it riot outside?
Yeah, that's why I go, dude, we got some issues out here, homie. Like, we have some major issues out here. What did he say? He was like, are you serious? He's an old Mexican dude. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm serious. Like, there's cops outside.
Was it that Mexican dude I wasn't a big fan of, Mr. Quesada?
Yeah.
Did I tell you I worked with his niece at one of the last place?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because she has the same last name, and I was like, huh? And I'm like, oh, I went to this high school, and she's like, oh, you know my whatever uncle. I was like, I hated that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was chill with him. But yeah, he was like, oh, okay.
He's like, I guess it's okay.
Well, he was like, I don't really believe you. He goes, go try to get a pass from the office or something. I'm like, I'm not
going back out there, fool. SWAT team's here.
That's why I'm like, dude, I cannot do that because there is cops out here. And he like still didn't kind of believe me.
It's like, crack the door open.
I was like, open up the door and look. And he was like, no, I don't believe you. So I was
that guy was an idiot.
I was like, fine, I'll go see if I can get something, or I'll die in the riot. I don't know. And so as soon as I walked out the door, I guess they made an announcement on the intercom. They're like, oh, please excuse anybody who's coming to class right now. There was an incident on campus. They were not aware of the bell.
That's right, because that's around the time where they started getting really aggressive with attendance, right? Like, like if you were like a minute late or something, what was it? Like if you're 2 minutes, like you went all the time for some reason. I never went to that thing where if you were late, you would have to go to this room for the whole period.
Yeah.
And you would sit in that room and do nothing. Yeah, you went to isolation, but it's not like you could do homework or anything. It was
they just let you sit there and stare, and I was like, this is a waste. What? Yeah, I went there.
Sleep or anything?
You know, they were assholes about it, and I was like, this is such a waste. I could be doing something. But I went there a few times. I think
I never went there.
Because I think I was bullshitting around. You know how I do. So I think I got there a few times. But the cool thing was made
friends with the degenerates.
That and no, I made friends. I worked in the office as one of my special classes.
That's right.
So I would just go up there. I'd be like, "What's up? I need a pass." They're like, "Here you go." They're like, "You are aware it's 8:30 and class started at 8." I'm like, "Oh, I know."
You're like, "That's why I need this.
That's why I need a pass. I'm hella late."
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the story about the riot. So, and then after that, never really heard too much about it.
No, you know what? I remember clearly after that I got home and on the new this was a big deal. Like the news stations were parked outside of the school.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
And they were like reporting on it. And I remember that night on the news they made it seem like it was a race riot and the SWAT team had to come in with tears. Like they made this like a reality show. They trumped it up so high.
Yeah, I think what happened was what made it worse is the teachers came and tried to break it up, and I think the teachers
all those people are out of shape. Can't break nothing up.
Yeah, no, and I think they said something that made it worse, and that's what set it off. Yeah. I think the teachers came and started trying to push everybody back, and they're like, whoa, hey, you can't push us back. And then that's when I think somebody threw something at them. Oh. And then that's when the shit broke loose.
Yeah, but that was fun times.
That was sometimes. But yeah, I don't think it really actually had anything to do with race.
I don't
Even
know.
the two dudes who were originally fighting, I don't think that had anything to do with race. I think they were just fighting because they're juvenile delinquents, and that's what they do.
Yeah, do you know who those people are?
I don't know. That might not even be how it started. I could be just completely wrong about that. They could have been fighting for the last Dragon Ball for all I know.
One of these days we gotta go through the yearbooks and just make fun of people.
I do that every day. I don't know.
You're like, I see people all the time. You see people from our high school all the time. I don't see anybody. But I have such a shitty memory that I don't remember people. Like, okay, remember that one time we left In and Out, and I'm like, I think I know that dude?
Mm-hmm.
It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I know how that dude is now. He's like a friend of my dad. And I don't remember it till today because apparently my mom saw his daughter at Walmart. And I was like, oh, that's who that guy was. Dude, I was like, whatever. Like, remember that time I told you I went to Costco and that girl comes up to me? If you listen to this, girl, I'm so sorry. She comes up to me and she's in front of me in the counter and she's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, by the way, I have no idea who this girl is at all. And she's like, how are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm good. How are you? She's like, oh, I'm good. She's like, I just had a baby. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's great. Boy or girl? She's like, oh, girl. And this whole time I'm thinking, this line needs to move faster. And then I finally get to the register area and she's like, oh, it's good to see you. And I'm like, oh, it's good to see you too. I'm like, hey, have a good one. And she was like, oh, you too. And to this day, I have no idea who this girl is.
You don't know?
I have no idea who this girl is. But, I mean, that's rude to me to go, like, I don't know who you are. Do you know what I'm saying?
You should have been like, excuse me, miss. I don't remember your name.
No, that's still fucked up. Because if she remembered me enough to remember my name or who I am or enough to, like, I feel rude not engaged. You know what I'm saying?
You should have been like, put your number in this phone, and then also put your name.
Can you also put your name on there? I can't
like,
remember how you spell it.
Yeah, you should be like, I can't remember how to spell your name.
Yeah, man, I'm so bad, like, with that. Faces sometimes. I'm pretty good with faces, but remembering the name, that's the key part.
See, I'm the opposite. I can't remember faces.
No, I'm good with faces. The name, man.
I can remember your name. I can't remember your face. All you hoes look the same after a while.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, man. I feel bad for that girl, but at the same time, I'm like, I didn't want to be rude and say, look, you didn't make an impression on me. Like, apparently I did you, so...
Like, look, the club was dark. There was a lot of Usher being played. A lot of trap music being played.
Oh, jeez.
You just look like all of the rest of them.
Oh, but anyways, so that's it, man. I think we're over the hour, man. That went by fast.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah, the good stories. We had some good discussions on relationships and the
race riots.
Oh, I did want to talk more about that whole situation about the girl who gives you a great blowjob, but then at the same time, like,
I think we covered that.
No. I wanted to,
like, what if she makes you come off the head?
No. More come off that. No.
Like, what do you do then? Do you marry her or do you marry her?
No, I wanted to talk more about the concept of, like, different phases of life and how women and men approach different phases of life, and how you can't really be judgmental on people's past experiences in life based on what they're going through at the moment. But anyway, that's a different topic for a different day. If you guys like this type of thing, remember, hit the like button down below, hit a comment, or hit a thumbs down. Let us know what you like. Topics that you'd like us to cover, post them down below. We got a request, one of which was like talk about the whole weed thing, because it's gonna go. By the time you guys hear this, elections are up soon, which means that a couple of states are gonna consider legalizing weed recreationally, not medicinally, and people wanted our thoughts on that, which we will cover at another podcast because I like to do these in about an hour. So, questions, comments below, all that good stuff down below. And any last words for these fine savages?
No, I'm good. I think I got everything out this episode.